What's up, guys? So I got a question about doing squats over the age of 35 today. And I'm turning 38 years old this year, and I feel good. I actually feel better than I did when I was 18. Maybe that's because I was a shitbag when I was 18. But I feel good right now. And I think you all should feel good too. But as for doing squats, here's the thing. You're going to run into a couple of different types of people. One, you're going to run into people who will squat until they're 75 years old or older, till the day they die. Two, you're going to run into people who turn age 35 or 40 or 45 or 50 and they say, you know what? It's time for me to stop doing this. I'm going to hang it up. I'm done. Then you're going to run into people who have legitimate injuries, who, for one reason or another can't physically do squats. So I want to address each of these, and we'll start with the hardest case first, which is the people who can't physically do squats. Now, barring you've lost a limb, although I've seen people with one leg squatting, barring, you have some sort of catastrophic spinal injury, the big thing that I would suggest to those of you who have achy knees or maybe just a sore back or who are trying to battle through the aches and pains is this. One, you don't have to squat 500, 600 pounds. And, just the act of squatting itself can really help your mobility. Right now, I'm not even suggesting you have to do loaded squats, but while you're at your desk, right, rather than sitting down at your chair for 15 hours a day, maybe write an email while you're in the squat position. Maybe answer a few texts while you're in the squat position. Maybe just spend a few minutes there. And the reason why I'm suggesting this is because the squat is part of our human mobility, right? It's something that we should be able to do as a human being, especially if we're still able-bodied. So if you've got aches and pains and things like that, one of the things we want to start to do is to try to fix those things that are causing the aches and pains. Now, you're not going to fix them just from squatting, but what I'm suggesting to you is that if you are, say, a little bit younger and you're still squatting in your routine, one good thing for you to do would be to get up and just do some squats without a load on your back every once in a while. Now, for the people I just mentioned, those who have physical injuries, one of the things you really want to try to do is to identify where those muscle imbalances are that are causing the aches and pains, where the potential problems in your diet are. Are you eating a really inflammatory diet? Are you not taking enough anti-inflammatories? Are you not taking omega-3 fish oil? Are you not incorporating vitamin D in your diet? Is your diet micronutrient rich? These are all things you want to consider. Are you drinking enough water? Because they're all things that could lead to potential aches and pains that could keep you from being able to obtain the full range of motion, from being able to do the squat comfortably, all sorts of things. So you want to do that. You want to check out your diet. You want to take care of those muscle imbalances. You want to be constantly working on your mobility, making sure you're moving, making sure that you're doing self-myofascial release, getting massages if you can afford them. If not, working on yourself with a lacrosse ball. And then, of course, movement. Don't sit down for 12, 15 hours a day. Get up, walk around, do some squats, and make sure you're working on moving as much as mobility. Because when we stop moving, a lot of times we tend to get locked up with scar tissue. Okay, so on to the second case. Now, these are people who just hang it up and they say, you know what, I'm done. I'm not going to squat anymore. I'm 50 years old, 35 years old, 40 years old. It's it for me. Again, what I would suggest to you guys is that squatting is part of something that makes you a human being. It's something that is going to make your life as you get older a lot easier. Being able to pick up your grandkids, being able to do work in your garage, being able to do work around the yard. So incorporating that type of movement pattern into your physical activity regimen is going to be beneficial to you. Again, does it have to be 500, 600 pounds? No, it doesn't have to be. but working that movement pattern is going to help you. If you can put a load on your back, if you can put a load on your front, doing front squats or doing some sort of variation of a squat, and I'll get into that in a second, it could definitely be beneficial for you, right? But again, I'll just say that age is just a number. It's something that I think is highly psychological. And again, I understand those of you who have serious physical injuries who aren't going to be able to do these types of things. But if you're just telling yourself, hey, I don't want to do this, you have to decide for yourself. Is this me truly not being able to do it? Or am I just being a little bit lazy or maybe a little bit negative about myself? The third thing is this, and this is for the people who are going to squat till the age of 75, or maybe some of those people who watch this and decide, you know what, I'm going to do some squats. Variation becomes very important as you're getting older. So, we see a lot of people who just do the back squat, or they'll, just do one variation of the back squat, particularly like they'll do the low bar squat or the high bar squat, and just do that. I think as you're getting older, one of the things that you really need to do is to make sure that you're not overloading movement patterns. So what that means is that you can potentially get an overuse injury from doing one single movement pattern all the time. So if you're getting older and you're still doing squats, chances are you've been lifting for a very long time. And chances are, if you're just doing back squats, you've just done back squats your whole life. It could definitely benefit you to incorporate a front squat. It definitely benefits you to incorporate an overhead squat. If you're doing low bar squats all the time, it could help you to do high bar squats. And if you're doing high bar squats, maybe you want to try a little bit of low bar. Doing this type of variation is going to help you to avoid those types of overuse injuries. It's also going to help you to keep progressing, because again, after a while, your body gets used to a movement pattern, your brain, your neurological pathways get set in, and you're not training yourself to do anything new anymore. When you start to train yourself to do new things, you can actually start to get stronger because you're retraining those neurological pathways. And this is particularly true for advanced lifters. Those of you who've only been lifting for a little while, this probably isn't as true for you. But those of you who've been doing this for a really long time, incorporating that kind of variation can do a whole lot for you. I've been squatting since the age of 12, and when I was 30, I started incorporating front squats and actually 32, I started incorporating front squats and overhead squats, and it completely changed my game. Now, this is just a side note. Like I said, this year I'm going to be 38 years old, and it's just this past year where I've stopped squatting as heavy as I used to. I used to go and come into the gym every time, and I'd do 405 for repetitions. And you could look at videos from as little as a year ago, and I was still doing that. I don't do that anymore, partially because of my ulcerative colitis. I lost a lot of weight. I lost 30 pounds. And to be honest with you, 405 feels like a fucking ton of bricks on my back at this point. That's not to say that I'm never going to get back there again, and it's not to say that I don't intend to get back there again. Just right now at this point in time at 180 pounds, that feels like a lot of freaking weight. So a big factor for me there becomes motivation, right? I'm not able to lift as much as I used to. So then I'm like, in my head, and I'm telling you this honestly, these are some of the games I play with in my own head. I'm telling myself, what's the point in squatting? You're not squatting a fucking ton of weight. Why would you even squat? And it goes back to this. I want to be able to do everything that I want to do as a human being for as long as I want to do it. And that's why I incorporate squats in my routine. I want to be as strong as I can be right now. And that's why I keep doing it. So I hope you guys got something out of this. I hope that it's been informative. You're free to disagree with me. Go ahead and put your comments below. But even if you do disagree, don't hate. I mean, I'm not here to hate on anybody who disagrees with me. I'm not going to friggin' call you out or anything like that. So let's keep it friendly, people. Or keep it unfriendly, whatever. I don't give a fuck. And that's about it. like, subscribe channel, all that stuff. If you're interested in our new Warrior Soul Fitness Foundations course, go ahead and check out the links below. And I will see you again later this week with another vlog. Peace.